What's up, guys? We out here. As you can see, this is a new project. 1998 Honda Civic EK. This thing it's clapped out. It's a little clapped out. It's in the works right now. I'm obviously gonna make it look better. This is a nice little project for the time being. I just got this. I got it for a steal. I won't lie, guys. I got it for a steal. We bought it and it wasn't running. I had the clip. Oh, that's not sparking.
Oh yeah, that one's not sparking. Oh well, that one's the one that had the oil in the top
of it. We replaced the stuff and it's running perfect. AC's blowing cold. This thing is mint. Interior motor wise. Exterior, it's a little rough. As you can see, it's definitely a project. As you guys can see, the interior is not complete. No radio, mismatched parts, a bunch of random stuff. But that's why we're gonna save it. We're gonna save this thing. I mean, it's you know, it needs a lot of love, but I'm here to love it. You know, so that's what we're here to do. I just got some very cheap coilovers. Got them on Facebook Marketplace for $100, a steal for the coilovers. So we're gonna slap the coilovers on this bad boy. As you can see, it's on stock suspension right now. So we're gonna swap it on over to the cheap coilovers. Look, 1,000 times better. Okay. All right, for those of you that don't know how to jack up a car or do stuff, so when you get the jack, it's very important because most people just slide this thing under here and just start jacking it up. There is these pinch welds right here. You can see it's a pretty big thing right here. So all four corners have it on the car. So you want to make sure you jack it up from there or a stronger support, not from just anywhere under the car, because you will mess up your frame and ruin your car. So just keep that in mind.
Food for thought.
It's very simple. I only have this is a key lock for the wheel because he has aftermarket. 19-inch socket just for the key lock, but all you need is a 17, preferably 2, and then I believe it's a 14 for the top nuts on top of the shock. So it's very simple job. You really don't need much to do this.
He's gonna walk you all through it.
You gotta take off the wheels first because they gotta come off.
Don't take them off like Junior so you don't strip your threads. You want to keep your drill really straight. Give him a little slack because he has a key on there. But take off your wheel. Boom.
There's gonna be a long bolt from your fork of the shock. So you're gonna get your 17. You are gonna need 2 17s for this because it's a bolt and a nut. So you can't just have one. But it's at the bottom. It's pretty easy. You're gonna put one. I'm putting my impact. Let me make sure your gun's going the right way. Put it on one side, and you're gonna get your wrench or whatever other 17 you have on the opposite side, and make sure.
There she goes. Okay. And take off the nut.
All right. So as you see, it's just a nut and a bolt. Pretty simple concept. Now you're gonna come up to the, oh no, there's one more bolt down here that you gotta take off that holds the fork in place, because for my shocks at least, I think some of them come with forks, but this one doesn't, so you gotta swap the OEM ones on there. I believe it's a 17. No, it's a 14. Oh.
There she goes.
Rusty bolts, this thing's old. As you can see. Bolt's still okay though, it's just rusty. Now you're gonna come up to the top. Just 2 nuts holding in the shock. It is helpful if you have another person.
Don't touch that.
It is helpful if you have another person because the shock is gonna fall. Like that.
He's gonna take, well, you might be able to reach.
You take one off. If you just reach your hand under, you should be able to grab it. Just depends if you don't want to hurt yourself.
Says the guy with super long arms.
There.
You might not be able to do this at home, but if you get some little bit of help,
yeah, it's pretty.
You gotta separate the clamshells So bottom goes down is what you're having problems with. The bottom, the little fork down there has to fall off of the shock. That's what gives you the actual space to be able to get it out without having to open any of the suspension parts, like your upper bolt right there, or your lower ball joint bolt, or I mean whatever those things are called. I can't think right now, I'm having a brain fart, but either way, it's out, separated from the fork, which doesn't have to come out. It can just stay there, because if you have to take that out, all of this has to be disassembled, which kind of defeats the purpose of why Honda made it like this in the first place, so that you can interchange your shocks without having to disassemble Johnny 5. Right. Here goes the new one.
This is the new one right here. This part is very hard if you're by yourself, but I think I can do it. You're gonna line up the holes at the top first. That's the easiest way to do it. You're gonna come up. I think the easiest way to do it is if you crouch down like this, and then just get the bolts threaded on. But it'll also be helpful if you take off the old bolts from the coilover. So.
Good thing he caught it.
Very helpful. That will help a lot. All right. Once you got the old bolts off, then you can slide it on.
Let's try that again. Take 2. Sorry, cleaning the screen.
So if you just hold it with one side, and then just try to thread them on until you could grab your impact.
You can just thread it and let it go. Yeah, once you thread it, look at it'll hold itself up. No big deal. And just make sure, yeah, you do that. You push it back up when you're trying to put the other one on, so you don't play with the threads. This doesn't fight you.
No. Just get your impact.
Not too many uggas. There you go. Very nice.
All right.
If you want to hand check those, you can. Depends on your torque. The torque your gun puts out, that thing's really powerful, even though it's Harbor Freight. They have really come a long way with the brushless stuff.
All right.
Sponsor us, why don't you?
Yeah, Harbor Freight, please. I lose all my tools. I lost all my dad's tools, so.
All of my tools.
That would be great.
That would be fantastic if you can help a brother out.
But now you're just gonna put the fork on, the bottom fork onto the new shock. It's pretty simple. It just slides on there. It should, at least. And like my dad told me, you want to make sure it's all the way at the top, because if it's halfway or a quarter way, it's not gonna be pleasant.
It has a little slot in there where the bolt goes into. You can force the bolt through, but it does not carry the same height if you do that. So you want to make sure that those two are butted up against each other flat like that before you stick that back. See how it has a gap now? You guys can see it now. So the bolt's already in there, right? But there's a gap. You see that? You do not want that. So watch when he puts it together, you'll notice that the gap goes away. You see the gap's gone, and watch when he tightens, he's gonna tighten it straight. Once that's tight, see the gap doesn't go back. It's there, it's solid, okay? So make sure you do that. And don't worry about the angle of that, because as you can see, he just spun it. It will spin because it's all on everything rotates. So you don't have to worry about alignment or nothing like that right now.
So now you gotta, this is probably the hardest part that you guys will have to face. You have to lift up the whole, like, suspension basically, to line up the fork with the bolt. So this is probably the hardest part. What my dad just showed me is if you kind of get down and then put it on your lap to use it as leverage.
And bring it up pretty high. Let's show you what he's doing down here. You see how he's like sitting it on his lap? Makes it to where you're a little too far forward. You're at the right height. There you go. Now go up. Right there. Up. Too far. Down a little. Down a little. Right there. Get it in there. Yep. Down. Like he said, it's not fun.
Yeah.
But it will fall. It will fall straight through, Junior. So go ahead, down, back. Back. Right there. There you go. Sorry. Alright. She's in there. You can hit it with the gun now.
Okay.
I hurt my hand trying to push it through earlier. So you just put the gun on forward, and it should just thread itself in there. These bolts are grade 10, so they're really, really hard. As long as you're not doing anything dumb, you shouldn't have any stripping issues. And you really got to do something dumb.
As you saw, we pulled them out with the drill, and they don't strip. So putting them in, there's no pressure. See that? Goes all the way in. It helps to keep the bolt centered. And again, when he goes to tighten this is the hard part, like what he was saying, where that ratchet will just swing on you if you're using a gun. If you're not using a gun, you don't gotta really worry about it. But if you're using a gun, you're gonna wanna like lock it in like that, like he just did. And that way you don't have to worry about this thing raping your hand off. There you go. That's it. Couple uggas. That thing will release out of there. Boom, boom.
Right. Now you just put the wheel back on. The easiest way I could recommend, because I mean these wheels are light luckily, but if it was a heavy wheel, the way my dad told me, you just put it on your legs, and you kind of just use your whole body to get in there.
Makes it so much easier. Instead of stressing your arms out, some of us aren't as strong as others, and it makes it a lot easier to control the wheel when you're using your legs. You got extra limbs, use them.
Always hand thread first, don't just hit straight with the impact.
1000% truer words have never been said.
You will destroy anything.
Yes. Always hand twist on first and then hit with any kind of electric impact or drill or anything like that. Anytime you're using any kind of power tool, you're going to want to hand thread first. You catch a little lip and it's over.
And also this kit came with these to hold your brake lines that go around.
So this is for EG only. When it comes to EK, he already put the wheel on, but when it comes to EK, it's pretty neat. I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I can zoom in. Should have caught it beforehand, but there's a bracket that actually is on your knuckle that holds your brake line. So EG's, this bracket is on the stock shock, which obviously this is not an EG, so there's no bracket on the stock shock. So this just slides on if you're going to be putting it on an EG. Don't sleep on this, your brake line will just be loose. So we don't need them for EK.
Alright, now the moment of truth, what you've been waiting for.
See what we're looking like.
Lower the car down.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh yeah, that's pretty low.
Yeah, you're gonna be tucking some tire. That's for sure. Actually, she's bug-eyed now. She's stinking.
Alright, so you're gonna want to take off this cover. This is like a speaker cover. There is a couple of screws that go in each hole. Some of these are missing. They've clearly taken it off before. There's a little sneaky one back there. You can only see two from back here, so don't just try to force it off. You want to make sure that all the bolts are off before you force it off, because then you start to break things and it's not fun. Then you have to replace. But just take off this fillet, and then hopefully it should just pop off. Alright. You see the shock all the way down there. It's kind of far down.
It's pretty far. Not like an EG, but still pretty easy to handle. And you got 6x9 locations. It's very nice.
Alright. This is how we can reach. Just try to line it up.
Yeah, that's smart. You just loosen them.
Yeah.
And then grab them with your hand. Then you won't lose them.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Really, really clumsy. Happens.
Oh, this is gonna be a good video.
So it is kind of the same difficulty in a sense. So we're gonna take off the rear subframe bracket, right? That's what this is.
The control arm.
Control arm close. Yep. So.
Hold on. Okay, so there's pressure from that shock, right? So his foot was under there. We don't want to put his foot or any limb anywhere around the bottom of the car when you're taking this out, because it might just shoot down right now. Well, luckily it didn't, but you know, can't be too safe. grab it and pull. That arm, push that arm down. Yeah, well, with your, well, less, because you're just pushing a bushing down. There you keep going. More. Push it all the way down, like get it to flex. Yeah. There we go. All right, cool. There we go. Now it's low enough to where you can get the shock out. Boom, shock is out. Sick.
There's one.
Now, new one. This one's pretty hard. I don't know how you could do this one by yourself, because you gotta be able to put the bolts in from the top to hold it. So this one you may need to try to phone a friend or figure something out. I mean, you could probably manangle it, but I don't know. Maybe if you like put the bolts on the, but I don't know. Even it's pretty hard. It's obviously easier with two people. I'm not gonna do it by myself. So
There we go. And I'm just gonna start him for him, and he'll come up here with the gun and zip him on. There's a spare tire under there, that's why he's not breaking it, guys. If not, he would. No. All the way in.
Oh yeah. So EG, you don't need the washers, I guess. They're bigger. Maybe you do. But this kit comes with these 4 washers. You might be thinking, where do they go? And it has for both sides, so 2 on each side. He'll show you here. He went to go grab them.
And you'll see how to make that work.
these are the washers right here that come with it.
So they're pretty thick.
Yeah.
See that? So it's 2 for each side. And what we're gonna do
Is he's gonna move it up, and he's gonna slide one of these bad boys in here, like so. And he's gonna have to put one on the other side once we poke this bolt through. So go ahead, up, right there. It's gonna get through. I'm gonna line up that other washer on the other side. Got it. You need a little more lining, I think. Okay, so now I'm going to show them how that other washer looks. It's both one on each side. It makes up that difference in the width, and that way you're not squeezing these arms together, messing your stuff up. You don't want to do that.
So again, we're going to use the old nut that we pulled off the top because it just so happens to be the same thread.
Amazing.
I think we need another 14.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Did we preset shocks at perfect height or what?
It's pretty
Holy
They're all
moly.
about the same, so it should all lower pretty evenly because I can fit about 2 fingers in here, so, and obviously it'll go down more, but they're all, when I first load it, I can all fit my 2 fingers in there, so I think
We got 1 pocket left. As you can see, even this one that's up is going to hold the front one up off center. You see that? The fronts are identical, so we know that that ain't how it's going to sit. You can see, don't get scared or start adjusting once you let the car down or get too excited and go and try to start adjusting other things. Did we show them how we pre-adjust? We didn't, huh?
we didn't, unfortunately, but
Sorry guys, maybe next time. But you do want to preset your shocks to your old ones and kind of get a guesstimate on how low you want to go. Do keep in mind that the stock shocks have a lot more sag than your coilovers. So, you know, if you take an inch off of height, you're probably going to lose 2 inches total. It's probably going to be double what you think it is. So just preset them a little bit, put them in, make sure you set your tension, which is your not your ride height, but your spring tension, which is just, you know, how much tension you actually want the car to ride on. That is a thing with coilovers. It's not just for height. You also have to ride or set tension. We set them pretty soft on this just because it's a daily driver. We're not going around corners or bends at 60, 70 miles an hour. So we don't need it really stiff. We want a nice, comfortable ride. We just want the lowered feel. So here we go. Hole number 3. 4, I'm sorry. And there she is, how she sits.
Actually, she's gonna go lower so you guys can see what it does when I pull off the e-brake.
Yeah, drop the e-brake. And drop the e-brake, see how much lower it goes. No, he's already.
Not very much, but it will sag after.
Yeah, you can mainly see it more in the back, I think. It going down. You can see the wheels tucking.
Yeah.
Woo. But yeah, with time as you drive, obviously, because it's a new shock, so it needs some time to break in. But
The spring will kind of
yeah,
settle.
it'll be lower. But this thing is already pretty low, so
That's perfect. That's what you want.
yeah.
It's a good daily driving. You don't get stuck anywhere. Still pull up over the sidewalk to get inside the back.
Sick. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Appreciate you guys for watching. Until the next one.